Shalom, friends. I hope this has been a good and safe week for you. This Shabbat, we begin the second book of the Torah, Shmot, Exodus. It is a powerful parasha filled with the roots of the Israelite enslavement and the genocide of the male children born to the Jewish households. Moses defending his people and the ultimate call to Moses to take his rightful place as leader of the people are also integral parts of this story. Inasmuch as there are many villains in the passage, there are far more heroes. Some of them, their names are known to us, and others are the stuff of legend or simply unknown. Two such heroines whose names are briefly mentioned in the Torah reading are Shiphrah and Puah. Commanded to murder all of the Jewish male children, they rushed to the site of the delivery to not kill them, but to save the children, claiming they could not make it in time to commit the atrocity that Pharaoh called upon them to do. Legend has it that Shiphrah was the Egyptian name for none other than Yocheved, whom you probably recognize as being Moses' mother, and Puah, none other than Miriam, Moses' sister. Whether this is true or not, they are to be celebrated for their bravery in defying the order of the mightiest man at that time on earth, Pharaoh. We are taught by our wise rabbis to respect government and governmental authorities. Rabbi Hanina, one of the greatest sages of the 2nd century, tells us to respect the government because without them there would be anarchy. People would consume each other up alive. Yet that does not mean that we have to become wicked if that is what is mandated by the regime. We, as Jews, have a higher calling, a greater authority than any moral ruler. That is why when we perceive an injustice in our community, country, or world, we must not remain silent. Moses is another hero of a tale. Brought up in the house of Pharaoh, he resists the temptation of remaining aloof, eating the best foods that Egypt can offer, putting on the finest adornments and slaves that would fulfill his every whim. And we see Moses venturing out into the fields and witnessing an Egyptian beating a Jew. What does Moses do? You know the story. He interferes. Consider the ramifications of you seeing one man hitting another man or woman senseless. What would you do? You have seen this on television far too many times in the past few months. Interfering might mean becoming involved, hurt, perhaps even incarcerated. In a society where all that matters is your well-being, pass by and forget what you saw. That's what most of the people in pre-war and wartime Germany did. In a universe where we care for one another, Torah demands that we help the victim, that we stand by him or her against the victimizer. Aaron is yet another hero who steps out of his comfort zone in order to confront Pharaoh beside his brother and risk his life in the process. He attends to Moses not only because he is his brother, but because he possesses something called Yirat Hashem, fear or awe of God. There are many lessons in this week's Torah portion, and they all hold the same moral. Follow the dictates of God and not the whims of the zeitgeist or the evil perpetuated by an authoritarian or an authoritarian government. Shabbat Shalom.